Hello, this is Nathalie from LineDotArrow from the Netherlands, and I'm here with I hope a quick tutorial on how I made these BoHo beads. I made these last Sunday, so this weekend, and I really enjoyed making them. It's kind of addictive. Probably not the first one with this idea, so not trying to tell it's my idea, but I wanted to show you my take on it, and maybe you like it. I have prepared some bits and pieces already, because some of the things are well, pretty easy to do. But what you will need is I used some straws, and I used paper straws. These have a blue printed design on it, which doesn't matter to me. Maybe you want craft kinds. I don't know if they have in craft color. That would be perfect, I think. But what I did was I do have to put some white paper over here, because otherwise you don't see the bits and pieces I'm doing in a, well, when I'm a bit further in the process. I prepared some straws already, and I have some leftovers from this weekend. This is a straw, and I put some of the, I bought this at the Action in the Netherlands. It's very glittery ribbon, and I put glue on the straw and wrapped the ribbon around, and this is the last bit, and I made this one out of that ribbon. So this is this one, and I also have a piece of this with the how do you call it, yarn, some sort of yarn. This is the pink version. I also did something with the pink version. I'm searching for the white yarn, sorry. Like this. Also glued it over the straw, and this is a pink yarn. But what you do have to do is, when you wrap them around, you cut a little bit of the fluffiness off, otherwise it's too fluffy. But this one I made with the white well, sort of wool. I think this one is kind of wintry. I'm thinking about putting it on my December daily. And this one I made with this wool, and it looks like this when you wrapped it around the straw. And also you have to cut down the fluffiness a bit. I'm not sure if I'm in frame. Yes, I am. So this is how this one looks. And what you will need is, besides straws and of course something to wrap around, so it can be ribbon, like this small ribbon, or I have some also a ribbon, but it's printed with butterflies. I glued around, and I clipped in with a paper clip you normally use in your diary. This is a piece of lace that I glued on, strip, and instead of wrapping it around, I just roll it over like that. So you lay it out. Wait a minute, I'll show you. Where is the other piece? Because I had a piece left. I can't find it. Uh-oh. That's really silly of me. Okay, but maybe you do understand what I mean. I take this, for example, it's other kind of lace, but you glue it like this. So you roll it over. So then you don't need as much lace, because if you wrap it around, it takes some lace. Of course you see the blue shining through, but I'm thinking, well, maybe that is a fun thing. Here I use some paper, but when the glue gets really wet, it's ripping, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing. But this is very thin paper from a paper pad I have bought here in Holland. And this is with ribbon with it's self-sticking. Not sure if it's going to work. And over here I have this ribbon. It's already with sequins on it, and I wrapped it around like this, glued it first, and then did some wrapping like this. It's you get messy fingers for sure, but you can wrap it around like this. I'm not going to do the gluing part on camera because I just did all the other ones, and I think, well, you probably understand how it works. And besides straws and something to put on the straws, of course you need beads. I have a lot of beads over here. Not sure if you can see them all, but I have sequins in blue and silver and some, I don't know how you call these. These are like little straws. Maybe it's not the correct word. I have pink sequins, and over here I have very small beads. And you also need some larger beads to put on the top to make it from small to more big, and then comes the bead and then the ending part. Not sure if I'm telling it correctly, but I hope you understand. Because I did make this one a while ago. I first made these, and I have made these, I think, in 2016 or 17 already. I thought I counted 500 of these. I only was making these every day. I cut down jewelry and used all the bits and pieces I had. This one is with a clock. And I use them on my journals, which I sell, or on my own journals. This is with a tree. Not sure if you can see it. Yeah. But I also tried to do a longer bead, but with the wire it's kind of wonky, so it didn't work. And I wanted to do a boho bead for a very long time, but I never did. And I had the straws in my stash for almost a year, never tried it. So last Sunday I thought, I'm going to try it. And I'm going to make one on camera, but I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I will try to do both, 2 pieces, sorry. But it's very time consuming, I have to say. What you also need is some wire. It's this one is more, I think it's brass color, and it's sturdy. You can use it to make centerpieces with flowers and stuff like that. And I also have it in sort of dark black color. This one I use to make the body. I will show you in a minute. And then I also have these. This is silver thread, very thin, and you can easily bend it and wrap it around, and also the small beads fit over this. And I have it in gold, in green and pink. I bought this at a local store here in the mall, and it was €1. They are €1 each, and this was something I bought, well, I'm not sure, somewhere around here. This was a little bit more expensive because this was in a craft store, but it works very well. And of course you need pliers. I have one with, I don't know how you call this, but this is completely round to make the eyes. And this is a set of 3 I bought, and this one I use the most to cut down the wire, and this is more for pulling and tucking to make things more sturdy. So well, I'm going to start now. I'm going to start with the laced one, and I'm going to use the brass collar as a body. And I need my pliers, of course. Cut a piece, and I start with making the first round piece, where you can attach the ball pin, or maybe put down a dangly bit on the other side, because you have them on both sides. And what I do is I take about, I don't know how much this is in inches. I will measure, sorry. I think about 1 centimeter, and in inches it is half an inch, something like that. I'm just guesstimating, not really measuring things, but you twist it and you tuck this one over, and then you keep on bending it till you have it almost twice around the spine, you call it, I'm not sure. And then you cut down this piece, the end. And if you have a kitty cat like I do, you make sure this end piece is not on the floor, because otherwise your cat is going to eat it. Mine does. And oh, there's glue on my fingers. And I do have to, oh sorry, where's the one? Here. I do have to pull a little bit more. But what I do is press it down. Oh, I like to say I'm not a jewel maker, I'm not a professional, I'm just doing this. Of course I saw YouTube videos like you all did. Oh, I forgot. You also wait a minute. You also need some glossy accents, or glue that sticks really fast. This one doesn't stick really fast. So, and I had a glue that glued really fast, but it was like this, super glue. But let's say I glued everything together except the beads, and it was all over my hands, and so I stopped after one try with that glue, because I think it's not safe. But this works very well. But then you cut off a piece of the straw and determine how long you want your bead to be. I usually go like this. And if it's dented, you can, I have a very old owl, and you put it in and then you get the shape back. I have a little bit of, no, I'm going to leave it, a little bit of overhang of the lace, but maybe it will work out just fine. Then you're going to search in your stash for some beads that you want on top. I'm just grabbing some beads that I think I want on top. I start with a very small one. This is a gold one with a pattern. Not sure if it's going to fit over the wire. Maybe another one. Yes, and I want this one. So I have 3. Not sure if it's in frame. Yes, it is. So I have 3 beads on the top. I'm going to adjust some lighting. One moment, please. Okay, I had a little bit more extra light. Not sure if it's working, but when you glue it in, you first have to measure if the top bead is going in the I'm going to cut off the overhang because it's not working. I do have to say you have to let them dry for a while, otherwise it's going to fall off very quickly. But then here comes the part where you have to use the glossy accents. I do it like this. I put a drop. Oh, I think it's, sorry, I do have to do some unplugging because I think it's in here. Yeah. But I put a drop on the bead, twist it a little bit, and it doesn't matter if it pours down a little bit. And then I take the straw and I pull it in, and then with my finger I'm going to do a little bit of tapping down the glue around the bead. And this, you give it a bit of a pull over here, and on this side you also have to make an end of the bead. So again, you look for some beads in your stash. I think I want a gold one. Yeah. And this one. And a very tiny one. Okay, so, and you have to glue this bead into the cap too, and this, oh, it's going off. Sorry, you have to give it a rest. I didn't do that. Normally I bend over the wire a bit and then it pulls down to the bead. But I want to do it fast now. But you need to give it some time to dry. But I'm going on with the tutorial now because otherwise it will take too long. Make sure it's really in the straw. Okay, over here you have to do the same thing as you did at the other side. Twist it twice. And then you cut down the overhang of the wire. And again, tuck down the sticky out part. Not sure if I'm calling it right. And you have to bend over the loop a little bit, that it's straight. So now you have the base. And when you have the base, then you can start decorating. That's the fun part. Also the part with the eeny meeny tiny bits. And I think I'm going to use the gold thread. And I leave it on the spool, because I don't know how much I will be needing. And over here I have a different beads, but what I do is put on some beads And of course you can decide which colors or which colors you don't want to use. It's up to you. And I just put on the beads sort of random colors. I'm not overthinking it too much. Maybe you can put on 10 or 14 or so you have a bit of a start. And the first piece is going to be around the top, and you swirl it around and you go down, up again, swirl it around, go down again, and then you can come down and go around a few times. Not sure if you're seeing this. And here comes the bead part. You take one bead, wrap it, and you can secure it by going over it and go back. Then you take the second bead, wrap it, go over it and secure it. This is how I do it. You also can just wrap, turn, place a bead, wrap again, place another bead, wrap again, place another bead. That's a possibility too, because you can secure them afterwards. You don't have to do it like I do it at the same time. And then you go back like you're doing a crisscross direction, and then you can adjust the place of the beads a little bit if you want it to be on another side or stay at a different place. Oh, it's very difficult for me to explain. I have 3 beads on my wire left, so I'm going to continue with placing them. I have 1 bead, and I make a little I don't know how you say it, like finishing touch. You roll a few times, you wrap it around a few times so it looks like a golden piece that belongs on the oh, this is really hard, on the bead, on the boho bead. And you can fix this by pulling it under one of the beads and tuck the end in underneath another wire. Now it's looking like this. You still see the blue part, so I'm thinking about adding some blue sequins, and also adding some green wire. So I'm taking green wire now, and this I'm going to do a bit different. I just cut off a piece, start at the end, and I'm going through a bead to make sure it stays. and turn it around back, so you make sort of a knot, not really, but wrap it around a few times and then pull it in the direction where you want it. I'm going to add these longer beads. It's very, I don't know how you say this in English. It's time consuming, very addictive, but it's with all the tiny bits and pieces. So, and now I'm adding a sequin, a blue one. And to make sure it stays there, I'm pulling the thread around one time and come up to the other side. There's no wrong or right to do this. You just have to do a little practice, and maybe you don't like it the way I do it. Maybe you can do it much cleaner than I do it. But the thing I like about boho beads is they are a bit, I don't know if the word is messy, but they are not so precise. Taking the longer one again. I never use these long ones because I did use them in my journals, but they on dangly pieces, but they always break because there's too much weight there. They look like small glass pieces. Not sure if it's glass, but they do break really fast. Taking a sequin again. This time I'm taking a green one and securing it. I don't have I'm noticing my camera doesn't focus very well. I'm filming with my phone, but in February this year, no, not this year, next year, I will be able to get a new phone. Because then my prescription ends, and then if I do it for another 1 or 2 years, I will be able to look for another phone. And I always have something, but I'm thinking about getting an iPhone the next time, because I hear people saying that you can make great tutorials with them. You can video very well and it's zooming very well, but not sure. I'm going to I'm going to put another bead on the wire again because it needed it, and now I'm going to finish it off. To be sure, I'm going also around the bead. Like this, and then I'm giving it a little pull, and I do have to use this one. I do have to say I do like this bead very much, even though the blue was there before. Now it's gone. I'm showing you on a piece of paper. This is how it looks when it's done. Well, I really love it. I hope you love it too. So this is the first one I've done, and I'm going to try the one with the sequins. So this is the straw with the lace. So this was the beginning, and now we have this. And this is the one with the lace with the sequins already on. Cut off a piece. And what I also did when I have too much, sorry, I have to get my distress ink. What I also did was, when you have too much white at the end, you can color it with a pencil, but I just did this. And I did it on the other side too, but I didn't do it on the other straw, but it wasn't necessary, I think. Sometimes you have a lot of white. I don't know why it's different each time, but this is how I fix it. And then I have to decide which kind of thread I'm going to use. I'm going to use the pink one, but first I have to make the base. And again, taking the wire, I have to cut off a piece. Ow, sorry, I cut in my finger a little bit. And no, I'm going to do it like how I did it, this way. Twist, twist, maybe that's easier. I did it different the first time. Yes, this is easier. I can't do it the second time, but maybe you can play back the video and watch it over and over, and maybe put it in slow motion. Excuse my hands, they are all covered with glue. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. I'm not sure if you noticing it, but I went downstairs because my kitty cat was making a lot of noise, and well, he's sick still, so he has been throwing up, so I had to clean that. But I did make the loop, yes, and I'm going to make this into a bead. I'm just collecting some beads to put on the big top and on the end of the also have this, and then I put a really pink one at the top. This time I'm going to use more than 3 beads. I'm going to use 4, but you can make it as long as you want. I'm going to put on the glossy accents. Why is this? If you're using it, it's drying really, in my opinion, a bit slow. But if you put it in the bottle again, if you put it away and you want to use it again, then it's already glued, so you can't use it. So you cannot use it. Yeah, I really do have to watch my language, speak a little bit better English. And I'm bending the wire so it has a little bit more pressure, so I can glue down the bead a little bit better. And the funny thing about, I think, the funny thing about boho beads is you can combine a lot of colors together because it's always looking good. So you're not limited in using your beads. The sequins are dropping off like crazy. I hope some will stay on long enough to finish the tutorial. Putting on my end beads. And I'm going to use this color. I like this color a lot. I'm going to hold it like this. Yes, I'm just gluing inside the straw a bit. And then push it in the straw. And place the plier like this exactly on the end. And keep on pushing it in. Wrap it around twice. Pull this one up a little bit, that it's more straight. I'm going to wrap it around another time because this is a very large loop. And then cut off the extra wire you don't need. I don't throw these bits and pieces away because you can make the shorter beads out of these, so I keep them. And then tuck in sharp end of the wire. And closing the lid of your glossy accent. So now we have this. Not sure if you're... Yes. And I don't mind this because we're going with the wire over it, so it probably will be tucked in again or fall out before that, before I even ended that process. So I was going to use pink again, put it over the boho bead with a little extra. This time I didn't pull the beads on. I'm going to do it differently. It's the same end result, so it doesn't matter, but I'm going to twist it around a few times. And I'm not sure how much I will need, so I'm just take a piece, and if I have short, if I have to if it's too short, then it doesn't matter. Then I can take another piece and wire it again. I'm really having a struggle today with talking. And the sequins of the ribbon are falling off while I'm working. So probably not the best thing to use on this boho bead. You might want to consider not using ribbon with sequins on it, because, well, they do fall off. I'm also having, I don't know, sort of flowery bead. I'm putting it on too. And then I'm going to wrap. And then I do have to put a bead on it, otherwise it's not working. And you give it a little bit of a pull, not too much, because otherwise I think you will dent the straw, because it's a paper straw. But it can be, you can give it a pull. And again at the end, I'm doing it like this because it's easier for me. And then you can go back, and I'm going to add some sequins. I have different tones, sequins, some lighter and some dark pinks, so I think they look nice. Lay it flat, turn it over. I'm going to set this by twisting around the bead that's already on the boho bead. I do have to say I think this is looking really great. Not sure if it shows on camera the way I see it, but as I see it, it looks great. Sorry, I think I was a bit out of frame. I'm going around this bead already too. It was already on the boho bead, so I can set the sequin. And you have to make sure the sequins lay flat, otherwise it's a very weird thing. But you can pull them back a little bit. I'm going to put another, just a regular bead over here because it's kind of empty. And you also can go back into the bead to lock it. I did that on the other ones sometimes too. Now I'm noticing I have a very odd bead over here. That's it's the only pink one I have. But I'm leaving it because it's the first one I did put on. So if I pull it off, then everything will be cut loose and I have to start all over again. Tucking in the end now. and you might want to squeeze this bit together, but I do like this one too. Yeah, so this is the end result. So we made a blue, green one and a pink one, and I'm not sure if I'm going to try it with lace in this tutorial, otherwise it becomes a very long video, but I will try it off camera and post some pictures on my Instagram. So if you want to see how these work out, you can check my Instagram. I'm LineDotArrow, so if you type that in you will find me. Well, this was it for today. I do hope you liked the video. Maybe you want to give it a try to create boho beads yourself. You don't need very much, it's not very expensive, the supplies you need. Yeah, the wire, well, it's not very expensive, and you don't need all the colors. You also can use only silver and different kind of beads, different colors, or maybe you can use embroidery thread or any other thin thread you have, or even, I think that's even a possibility too, if you use like this. So you can wrap it with 2 different kind of bases, and if you do it like this, then you can sew in on the lace, no, not on the lace, well, on the lace too, and on the ribbon with a wire and thread and a needle, and put on the very tiny beads, so you don't need the wrapping thing. That's a possibility too, I think. I'm just thinking about it right now, so didn't try it out, but I think it will work. Okay, I'm going to stop now for today. Clean up the mess. This was it for today. I hope you liked the tutorial. I will place a picture of them on Instagram too. Please follow me on YouTube, and if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will be notified when I upload new videos. You can also follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, and of course in my Etsy store. I have a bit of a sale going on in my Etsy store, where all the digitals, the larger kits, are with 20% off, and the smaller kits and the single pages has 10. And the vintage Christmas 2020 edition junk journal kit and the fall junk journal kit are both with 50% at the moment. So maybe you want to check that out. I will leave the link of the store down below in the description box. Okay, this was it for today. I'm going to continue with the other beads. Post a picture on Instagram. Stay safe, stay creative. Hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Greetings from the Netherlands. Bye.